All right, today we're diving into something pretty cool in the world of health analytics. It's a service that claims it can look way past your standard medical tests to reveal a much, much deeper story about your biology. So, let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? You leave the doctor's office with your results, but they're inconclusive, and you just have this gut feeling that something's not quite right, that something's being missed. It's a super common frustration, and it really makes you wonder, what if the standard tests we all rely on just aren't seeing the whole picture?
And that right there is the core problem we're talking about today. Those moments when the usual diagnostic tools, well, they just don't have the answers.
So here's the fundamental issue. Think about it like this. A conventional test is kind of like taking a single photograph. It's one snapshot, frozen in time. But our bodies, they're more like a full-length movie, complex, dynamic, always changing. And that massive difference between a single photo and a whole movie, well, that creates what we call a diagnostic gap. So what happens when you fall into that gap? Well, you're often left with way more questions than answers. Getting those inconclusive results can be incredibly disheartening because it just leaves you in a state of uncertainty about your own health. And listen, this isn't just some abstract idea. For real people like Sarah here, it can mean years of dealing with unexplained symptoms. A story like this just screams for a better, more comprehensive way of looking at our health.
Okay, so if the standard playbook isn't quite cutting it, what's the alternative? Let's take a look at the new kind of analysis that's being used to fill this exact gap.
10. Just the number 10. What do you think that means? Well, it's the number of specialized analytical models all working on your health data at the very same time.
This is the secret sauce right here, multi-AI intelligence. The best way to think about it is like having a dream team of 10 different super specialists all looking at your case. Instead of one general-purpose AI, this framework uses 10, and each one is tackling your health data from a completely different angle. And these AIs have very specific jobs. For instance, temporal pattern recognition is just a fancy way of saying one AI is totally focused on how your biomarkers change over weeks or even months. Another one does cross-system correlation, looking for those hidden links between, say, your gut health and your immune response. When you combine all these different expert views, you get a much richer picture of what's going on. Okay, the tech sounds really impressive, but how does it actually work in practice? Let's walk through the process from your side.
The process itself is actually pretty straightforward. First, you securely upload all of your existing medical records. Then, that team of 10 AI systems gets to work doing its deep analysis. And finally, you receive a comprehensive report that, and this is a key part, has also been reviewed by human medical experts to make sure everything is accurate.
Here we go, another number that makes a huge difference, 7+. What do you think that could mean? That stands for days. While a standard lab test might take a few hours, this multi-AI framework dedicates over a full week to continuously process your data. And that extended time frame is exactly what allows it to uncover those really subtle patterns that a quick analysis would almost certainly miss. So after all that intensive analysis, what do you actually get? The end product is this detailed health report, and it's designed to be so much more than just a list of numbers.
30+. That's the typical number of pages in one of these final reports, which, yeah, gives you a pretty good idea of the level of detail we're talking about here.
And this really gets to the core value. The whole point isn't to just give you more data. It's to connect the dots and give you actionable insights about what's really happening inside your body.
For someone like James, these insights had a massive impact. I mean, they found early warning signs that let him be proactive and potentially prevent a much more serious health issue down the road. That's the real power here, moving from just reacting to health problems to actually predicting them.
Now, of course, when we're talking about our personal health data, amazing technology is only half the story. The other half is trust, and that has to be built on real expertise and a serious commitment to privacy.
A huge factor for data security is this commitment to 100% local processing. Unlike a lot of cloud-based AIs, your sensitive medical information never, ever leaves their secure systems. That's a big deal. And that security commitment is just one part of a bigger foundation of trust. Every report is reviewed by human experts. The analysis is all grounded in established medical science. And they're totally transparent about their methods. It's really that blend of high tech and high trust.
So the service is offered in a few different tiers. It starts with a core analysis of blood and urine, and it scales all the way up to an executive dossier that adds things like imaging, a deep root cause analysis, and even a one-on-one consultation.
I think this final quote from a health coach really captures the whole idea here. It's positioned not just as another diagnostic tool, but as a way to achieve a fundamentally deeper understanding of your own health.
And one final, really important point to make. This analysis is a powerful informational tool. It's absolutely designed to complement the care you get from your doctor, not to replace it.
So we'll end with this thought. We live in an age where we have more health data than ever before, but the next frontier isn't just about collecting more of it. It's about truly understanding it. So the real question is, what hidden patterns and connections might be just waiting to be discovered in your own health profile?